let's talk about a little bit about your is it Bikini line? Is that yeah? And I know because I know we worked with you a little bit with the waters on it.
Yeah.
Where are you in that stage? Like, how's that going?
So that was actually when I was telling you what, for example, Jay Cutler, why I look up to him, because he does beyond bodybuilding. I like to see that he used the bodybuilding as a platform, and today he's a business. And that's what I always been inside bodybuilding. After my first year of competing, I started seeing that what I realized is most of the athletes, they get so inside of bodybuilding and they live it so inside, they don't do nothing else.
Yep.
And when it's done, because the career is so short,
And it's an expensive sport.
it's expensive
Yep.
sport, but it's a sport that takes a lot from you
Yep.
mentally, physically. So I was realizing that most of the athletes, they get so deep in that, and they after that they don't do anything else. Even if they won the Olympia, I have I had so many examples of people that won the Olympia multiple times and they did nothing else after. And then I was like, why? But because you don't think outside of the box. And then I started looking up to people that actually did something. And I was like, okay, that's the key. You have to start something, because when this career that is short ended, you have to keep it going. So I, my first year competing, I was like, okay, I always want to be owner of something. I want to create my brand. And Bikini was the choice because I always look for bikinis in America. And I didn't find anything that actually shaped my body to the Brazilian cut. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do my own designers that make me happy. And I believe that a lot of girls going to like too, because the goal is make the waist smaller, the butt look bigger. So I started my brand in 2021. That was after my second show before I turned pro. And that was just me, just me modeling, just me creating the design, just me shipping everything. And
Were you making them in Brazil?
I have someone design. I was designing here, someone manufacturing that, sending here. I was shipping. I was the marketing. I was everything. But that was my baby. So for me, it was good to do something besides bodybuilding. But at the same time, I wasn't that focused on that because I was still competing. And then 2023 was the year that I decided to give a bigger step, be bold. Actually, I was thinking, look at myself, I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're too bold for this, because I only have a 1.5 years of a brand. And then I say, no, I want to, because the year before, 2023, I went to Miami Swim Week. And I was like, next year, I want my brand here. And I was like, okay, maybe I can make that happen. But when I made a promise to myself, nobody knew that. Besides my ex, nobody knew that. Yeah. So if it didn't happen, okay. But I knew that I told myself I want my brand here next year. So then in 2023, I was dealing with a lot of things in my life, because the time that I had to decide if I'm going to have my brand in Miami Swim Week was the same time that I was separating. So I was having to move, find a new place. Everything was happening. And then I remember calling my mom and telling my mom, I don't think I'm going to make it the Miami Swim Week, because how am I going to do this? I had to do everything. I have to figure out my life all back again. And my mom say, sorry.
No, you're fine.
My mom say, that's okay. Just next year you do it. Figure out your life now. My mom is in Brazil. And then she say, it's okay. You put too much pressure on you. You're dealing with something that you didn't know expect that you're going to deal. Next year, you do your show. So I was upset, so I called the guy for Miami Swim Week, the manager, and say, hey, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it this year. And he's like, no, okay, that's totally fine. I understand what you're dealing. Next year we'll be here waiting for you. So the same day, probably 6 hours later, he called me again. And then I'll never forget this. He literally said, Barbara, I was literally thinking about you right now. I had a call, and there's this supplement brand that they want to have one girl walk in a show. That is a girl that lost a lot of pounds from the supplement, and they want to sponsor one of the shows. So they're gonna sponsor half of the price of the show. So all you have to do is give half. And I was like, this is literally God telling me, I'm not going to give you everything, but I'm going to give you what I know the other part you can do. I know you can handle the other part. So I was literally listening God telling me, you're not going to not do this. You're going to do it. I'm just giving you a sign that you can do it.
Yeah.
So that was the most, probably not that big a step for... It was a big step for my brand too, but there was a personal accomplishment too, because I realized that when you have a faith and you, even though the things are going crazy, you think that's not possible. If you have a faith, God calls you open doors when you don't even imagine.
Yep.
So I did the show.
Amazing. And by the way, it's not just a good personal success. So for those out there, if you don't know what Miami Swim Week is, Miami Swim Week is like big time. Like that is a major situation. You're talking about the who's who of swimwear comes down here and does major, production events. Yeah. So kudos to you.
Big brands.
It is big brands. It is big. It's Miami. Yeah. It's all the models. It's like, I've been down here for 20 something years and I've seen it grow and grow and grow and grow. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I was actually thinking I'm too bold. Like, I'm being too bold. I'm dreaming too high. Let me take my time and do it another time. But when I was already convincing myself, not going to do this year. And then he called me. I was like, no, God, tell me
confirmation.
To do now.
Yeah, exactly. You better do it.
So I did. And it was beautiful. The show, the models, and not just that. It was so amazing how things was just happening so naturally. I had this... the girls that I know from social media that work with brands for me, big girls, social media, and that they wanted to support, they want to help them with the photo shoot, and then they helping me promoting the show, and they didn't charge anything, they just want to support me.
Amazing.
So I'm so grateful, not just for that, but for each one of these girls and my friends that were there for me, helping me. They saw that I had a passion and I had purpose, and they hugged me with that, Yeah. So it was a big thing, and then that was really good because it was the first time that my brand was showcasing in a big event.
Right.
So now people start seeing, oh, what is this? Like, what brand is that? Yeah. The cut and the music.
And what is brand? We got to get a shout out now. What's the brand called?
Bádi Swimwear.
Bádi Swimwear. Yeah. Love the name. It's very appropriate.
That's so funny because the guy that interviewed me, he was saying the same thing. Yeah. But yeah, so it was really fun. It was really nice to see like baby creating like form, the steps and. So this year I wanted to do again because the goal is do better and better and keep it going. So this year I had no days off supporting me. It was amazing, and we did bigger this time. Not bigger as event, but the concept. So last year I didn't have enough time to plan everything. I had a concept, but this year I had a vision to bring Brazil to Miami. So I had again, I was blessed with these girls that at the same time that I needed, they went to Brazil to visit. Yeah. So they recorded a new, the new designers there in Rio de Janeiro for me. And I had the girls here recording for me in Miami. So the idea was connect Miami to
I love it. Yeah.
Rio de Janeiro. Yeah. So we brought literally Rio de Janeiro to Miami with the culture, like the music, the accessories, the drinks. Yeah. And so it was really fun. That's cool. It was nice to see the people enjoying it, to see a little bit of my culture. Yeah. And for me, it's a big thing being an immigrant. in America, from where I started, I came here. I didn't know any English. I didn't have no idea where I'm gonna work. I already clean house. I already clean cars. Did everything, bartending, and to the point to I have okay, it's not big yet, but it's my little baby, and now I see people watching
wearing
this.
Yourself. Yeah, exactly.
And wearing,
Yeah.
and they want to wear. My clients want to wear, so they want to be in shape to wear my bikini. So this is amazing. It's a blessing. And then we got showcased in the Forbes too, which is big because I think they like it, the idea of the show. And so it was just, for me, this year was just like, wow, I literally need to keep it going. So now is I have a biggest dreams. I don't like to talk yet because I like to be closer to achieve them first.